There it is again. A thought that doesn't belong to you. It arrives like a stranger at your doorstep, unannounced, unfamiliar, and yet it speaks in your own voice. You don't know where it came from. It wasn't there a moment ago, but now it lingers, settling into the quiet spaces of your mind, curling itself around your ribs like it has always been there. It tells you to hesitate when you are ready to move. It tells you to remember something you have never lived. It tells you to be afraid without ever explaining why. And you listen because it wears your voice, because it feels close enough to be yours. But deep down, you know better. You have known it since childhood, since the first time you stood at the edge of a tall place and felt something whisper, "Jump." Since the first time you met someone new and felt, "I've known you before." Since the first time you sat in silence and realized, "I am not alone in here." Where do they come from? Some say they are echoes, not of what has happened, but of what could have. Lives unlived, paths untaken, memories from timelines where you did not hesitate, where you said yes instead of no, where you went left instead of right. Some say they are residue, left behind by those who stood in the same place as you, thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same ache. And some say they are not thoughts at all, but signals, transmissions from something unseen, a presence just beyond the edge of perception, not watching you, but nudging you, whispering, pulling strings so small you barely feel the shift, a delay, a glance, a name that feels too familiar. You tell yourself they are just thoughts, that they mean nothing. But then why do they always arrive at the exact moment you are meant to notice? And why, when you ignore them, do they return? Louder, sharper, like something trying to be heard. You can dismiss them if that is what you need to do, or you can listen, not to obey, not to fear, but to understand. Because not all thoughts belong to the one who thinks them, and not every whisper in your mind is your own.